Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes.
I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man.
Hey everybody, King Dingbat here. I'm in my garage with a cigar. It's only a candy cigar because my wife won't let me smoke one after I put that big fat head up in our bedroom.
Let's get rid of that. At this point, I'd be happy for Dak to be playing for somebody else. And my team stinks. I agree. Stinks.
They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. Welcome to a minicamp edition of a Philly 500 afternoon stream. What is going on, everybody? What is happening? Hope each and every one of you guys is doing well. This eCamp seems a little clunky today. Joseph, what's going on? Donnie, Clark, what's up? Eagles 1278, Captain Lunch, Trav, Cheyenne, Big Gucci, No Cut Sports Podcast, what's up? Blake, the People's Champ is here. What's going on? Mr. International, my man, Epic, Eric, thank you guys so much for being here. Anybody I missed, I apologize. Yeah, so the Eagles are at minicamp. Few interesting things I want to touch on when it comes to what we've seen from minicamp so far. One, Riq Woolen looks like he is going to be a huge benefit for us. We're talking like James Bradbury All-Pro first-year type level. Hopefully without the holding calls at the end. But Riq Woolen's looking really good. Had an interception today. He's turning a lot of heads, not just because he's 6'4", but he just seems like he's going to fit in really, really well with this team. The other thing, other couple things. One, I don't know if you guys got a chance to listen to Cam Jurgens, but he sounds like a completely different guy. Like, I think being healthy is going to make such a big impact on this offensive line. And if Jurgens gets back to form, if Landon Dickerson gets back to form, if Lane is back, this team is going to be a major problem for people because they go as the offensive line goes, They go as the offensive line goes. And then the other thing is I love how they're using in minicamp Barkley out of the backfield more. Barkley's catching a lot of passes right now, and they are going to use that screen game. They are going to use him in the passing game, and I think that's a gigantic opportunity for the Eagles, something that they didn't do last year or really in previous years with Nick. That just was a waste of opportunity. So I'm really excited about that. And then I think it's very interesting to see who the quarterback number 2 is. Andy Dalton was getting second team reps. Tanner did today, I believe, early on, but Andy has been so far for the most part, and you gotta wonder if they're going to move Tanner McKee. So interesting stuff at camp so far. Devontae Smith wasn't there. I think he's getting ready to get married actually. So he's probably getting ready. He had an excused absence, but overall, man, I like where this team is. There's a lot of talk about the offense being behind the defense. Don't worry about that. That's perfectly fine. You're adding a brand new offense. It's going to take a while, so I wouldn't worry about that at all. And with that, I'm going to turn it to you guys. Jalen Hurts about to lay up the whole league. I think so, man. I'm excited about it. Mark is a lot. I don't know what he was getting so pissed off about. I don't get it. It's just a fact that Dak's contract was a big issue for them signing players. Whether they could have done it or not, they never did it. And that was the excuse they used. What up, 500? Can't wait to see yeah, I can't wait either. That defense going to be good. And it sounds like they're negotiating with Carter on a contract extension. Hopefully that'll be done by camp. Jalen threw the pick, Frank. Jalen threw the pick. Everyone needs to stop sleeping on Nolan Smith. He's already ready to explode. Nolan Smith, if we could get a healthy Nolan Smith for the whole year, I think you could be right. To me, I think the injuries and him constantly, seeming like he's in and out of the lineup, I think that's hurt him a lot. But if he could get like he was that four game stretch in the playoffs, then he's gonna have a huge year. Professor Fiddlesworth says, Philly, I don't know you saw the video, but it looks like Dickerson was practicing with no braces on his knee and looked to be moving. Yeah, I saw some video of him moving around. He looked like he was moving around really well. He did. He had no braces, and him and Dickerson both look healthy. And that to me is the key. Original 444, what's up? It says, go Birds, hell yeah. We've been saying Jalen's go get busy every year. What do you mean? 500 still saying we only win 8 games. Yeah, well, let him walk himself into that one. 8 games. That would be a really disappointing season if the Eagles only won 8 games. I don't see that happening, though. I think he'll be eating his words on that one. Max Crosby, I'm going to be Eagle Ben next year. You think he comes? I think it's still possible. I think with the A.J. Brown stuff behind us now, I think Howie's still got work to do. There's still work for the Eagles to do. Goddard, Smitty, Barkley, Moore, Hollywood, Wicks, Lemon, Stowers, Cooper. That's a lot of weapons, some proven, some not. But you can't tell me that that's not a good collection of talent. It's a great collection of talent, And the question is can the Moores and the Hollywood Browns and the Darius Coopers and the Wicks, can they make up for what you lose in AJ? In some regards, they can't. They just can't do it. But as a whole, as like an offensive unit being better than it was a year ago, yeah, it definitely can. Had a question on my membership, Philly. Oh yeah. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't show up all the time on Ecamm. So I have to go out to the regular chat. Let me see. I got it here. G59 Hunter. And thank you for being a member for 32 months. I appreciate it. Thoughts on Nolan 2028 first for Crosby? Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to give up. I might do it. Yeah, I might do it. If I could not give up Nolan in that, I would definitely do it. Like, if I could do a 2028 first for him straight up, I would do that. I wouldn't give a 2027 up. I think you got to be like the Patriots and keep that 2027 first, What the heck here? Okay. But thank you, G59, for the support, man. Mark my words, Jalen Hurts League MVP and Super Bowl MVP this year. We're going to talk about that today. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I believe this passing offense will be at the NFL when I see it. Well, we'll be at an NFL level when you see it. Jalen has to prove he can read a process defense, throw on time, and not give up when the first read isn't there. I think the first read give up thing is an issue, and that's an issue that if you remember Steichen talked about with him was like when things break down or whatever, a bad habit was that he bails to the right and goes. And Steichen really, really stressed him not doing that and really was big on the fundamentals and, stepping up in the pocket. I think if you see Jalen stepping up more, you'll know. But I do agree. I think that's an issue. The other stuff, I believe he can do it. I believe he's got to be consistent, I see Smith, Hollywood, and Wicks as the starters. Smith, Hollywood. So you think Wicks in the see? I don't think Wicks in the slot though. I was thinking Wicks on the outside, but Brown's kind of outside. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see. I mean, the idea is to have Lemon, right? You want Mekhi Lemon to be in the slot. That's really what you want. You want that. I was thinking more along the lines of Smith, Wicks, on the outside, and then Lemon in the slot, and then Brown kind of could go. Brown kind of could go all over. Rocco says, "Philly, what's up, Rocco? It's been a while. Miss you, bro. Haven't been able to see your live streams. Business has been booming." Well, I'm glad to hear business is booming, man. That's great. Congratulations on that. And it's good to see you, man. Can Jalen get them all the balls? No, I mean, there's only so many to go around, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't expect, I don't think you're going to have 2,000-yard wide receivers. I'm not expecting anything like that. But, we'll see, what the distribution is like. I think Hollywood is going to be a lot bigger piece than people are thinking. He could. I mean, the one thing I like about Hollywood Brown is I like the speed. I think that speed, is a killer, and I think you can move him around, like I said. But I mean, we'll see. Crosby has too many injuries for me to give me Trevon. See that Trevon Walker? Did he just sign a contract? I think he signed a contract extension. To be honest with you, I mean, Jalen is not an accurate thrower of the football, and we've been waiting for him to be accurate for years. He's not a good thrower of the football. He's not accurate. I don't know. I think some of that is overblown. I mean, you can take passes in any game and say, guy missed here, he missed here, he missed here, he missed there, But and I think it's overrated. I think when Jalen has to make the play, I think he makes the play more than not. And I think that could be in the throws. I also think that the Eagles don't throw a lot of high percentage throws like other teams. Like, they don't run a lot of short passing games, a lot of easy passes that the defenses a lot of times just give you. They never take those. Those shoot up your completion percentage. And it always seems like they're, running or going deep. So to me, it's like, let's see how it all comes together. I expect those things to go up because I expect him to make the easier throws. I think you're going to see a lot more short passes, a lot of quick passes, a lot of passes to the running back. Those will lead to a higher completion percentage. Otherwise, I think a lot of it is just bogus. Edge rusher would be too crowded if we just straight up at Crosby. Yeah, I mean, it definitely would. No, I mean, trading Nolan makes sense. It does. The question is do you want to do Nolan and a first round pick? That's the one I don't know. It really depends on Max Crosby's health. If he's healthy, then yeah, he's worth it. If he's not healthy, or there's questions about it, I think you gotta be cautious. Brian Pumper, what's going on, my man? Thank you for the super chat. First of the day. Shout out to you. He says, 500, how do you feel about Hurts confirming AJ's critic of his play is valid? Crazy he admitted that AJ was right. New respect for Hurts. I didn't get to see Hurts' press conference. But if he admitted that, there were weaknesses that AJ didn't like within the offense, it tells me two things. One, it tells me he didn't want to talk about the real reason that things went sour. It's easier to admit that than some of the other stuff going on he ain't going to talk about. And then, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Look, nobody said Jalen's not without faults and flaws, and they can be fixed. Of course they can be fixed. And of course he has flaws. And of course, he's got to be more accurate passing. He's got to not bail to the right all the time. Like, there are things he's got to do, he's got to be better at. I think it's good that he sits there and he can admit it. That's the start of getting better. Texas Eagle fan says, I would let Lemon start the slot with Smitty and Wicks on the outside. That's what I was thinking too. That was my thought process as well. G59 says, why does everyone think Hurts needs to be consistent 400-yard passer? He's a dual threat quarterback. Why does everyone need him to be a pocket passer? I think people think that with the new offense, they're going to throw a lot more and they're going to be a pass first type team. See, I don't think all that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to be as dramatic of a change as people think. I mean, there's going to be some big changes, but I don't think the Eagles are going to like abandon the running game. I still think they're a run-first team. I still think Hurts needs to throw between 20 and 30 passes a game. I think that's the sweet spot where you want them. But, you know, the type of offense and the type of things you do, it has to change because everybody was just sniffing out what they were doing. Super Toy says, Philly, what's up, my man? How are you? Wanted to say, what's up? What's going on, man? How are you? I wanted to, I might lose connection. We getting a bad thunderstorm in South Jersey soon. So I wanted to join Toaster. Oh, I appreciate that, Super Tony. Yeah, man, thunderstorms. I hear you. And I appreciate that. I think how we make a trade for safety during training camp. I'd rather keep my 27 first or second first and 20 instead of trading for Crosby. I want Jeremiah Smith too. I don't know how. I don't know in what way it could even happen. But, God, I do too. Yeah, I think the plan of safety is Carter, Epps, and then if those guys, if it's going good, great. If it's not going good, then, yeah, you go ahead and you bring somebody in camp. I agree. Yeah, Walker did. Yeah, that's what I thought, Mr. International. That's what I thought so, too. I think it's going to be faster, refreshing offense, and we see them have fun again, which is dangerous. Agreed. I really like the idea that they use Barkley in the passing game. You know, I just think that screen game, they don't use it enough. And I also think that we're going to see the tight ends be a bigger factor. I think the slot and the tight end will be a bigger factor in this offense. Chris Scott says, I would do what I could to extend Woolen. Yeah, I mean, that's a hard one because if you're Woolen, you're not signing anything right now. You want to go out there and you want to show what you have. And if you're having a good year, then you're going to want to get paid big money. Now, will the Eagles want to go and pay him during the year? Kind of like, remember Alshon Jeffrey? The Eagles brought Alshon Jeffrey in. I think it was a 1-year deal. And then they extended him during the year once he, kind of showed what he could do. So it could be a situation like that. But you still got to pay. You still got to pay Cooper and you still got to pay Quinyon. So I don't know how it all works. But I hear you. I think Wicks will beat out Hollywood. Yeah, that's what my guess would be too. But I mean, they're already paying Wicks, right? They're going to pay him $12 million, so they must believe in him. Smitty, X, Lemon Slot, Brown Z, Goddard to Barkley, running back, and that lofty roll. It is pretty good, yeah. I still think Wicks too, though. But I mean, we'll see. Hall of Fame quarterback sure think Jalen is accurate. I'll take their word instead. Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for Jalen. I think one of the things that people don't realize is that this is a lot of the changes that are being made are changes that I think Jalen himself wanted. I think Jalen wanted more passes, more quick passes over the middle. I think he wanted to use the running backs out of the backfield more. Like there's a lot of reports and Patullo leaks, that Jalen didn't want those things. But then you hear Jalen talk about it in interviews, and those were the things he always said he wanted. So I just think they're giving him what he wants. How many offensive coordinators has Jalen been through now? He has 0. What is it, like 8 or something like that? Yeah, not a lot of consistency. And the fact that the coach really can't coach the offense really hurts us. 500, did you see Hurts didn't ask for that play at the end of the game, 49ers game, and he answered the AJ question super classy, the real leader? How do people question his character? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they either. I love Jalen. I think he takes accountability, and I think he's gonna have a monster year, man. Over or under 1,300 yards for Smitty? Over. Nolan ain't worth a bag of Cheetos right now. Yeah, I mean, he's gotta show up. This is a big year for Nolan Smith. Like I think this is the equivalent of what last year was for Jordan Davis. I think it's that kind of year for Nolan Smith. I will say this though: when you saw when he got arrested for that the DUI or whatever it was, or not DUI, it wasn't DUI. He wasn't drinking. I'm sorry, my mistake. He was just speeding. He looks like he looked like he packed on 30 pounds of muscle. He looked big, man. There are many times Jalen sits in the pocket forever with horrible routes. A lot of times. Don't believe Pumper shit. He didn't say it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what's he gonna do? Jalen's a classy guy. Jalen takes care of what Jalen has to take care of. He's not gonna run from anything. Willie says we are one move away from getting to the Super Bowl again. That move is getting on the field. This team is already loaded and ready. I like that. Yeah, just get on the field. Be healthy. Get on the field. I dig it. Why do our fan base listen to narratives the media make up? If Hurts couldn't read defenses or throw on time, we wouldn't have won a Super Bowl, let alone 2 receivers over 1K. I know. It's crazy. It is crazy. So we just signed guard Michael Jordan and AJ. Oh, yeah? Interesting. Jalen Hurts and his offense have had multiple offensive coordinators now and have still been successful, make the playoffs every year under Sirianni. I think that says a lot more than some may realize. Oh, I agree with you. And if you can just add that consistency, I think you'll be set. There's a lot of talk about Kellen Moore year where the first 4 games the Eagles, they had a lot of turnovers and stuff. It was a new offense. Jalen was throwing more. And then people act like, well, they had to go to the running game because it was Jalen Hurts and his turnovers were all problem. I don't think that was all the case. I just think the running game was something they noticed that was working. And they just kept going to it. And the more they went to it, the more it worked. And, if you're going to have a running back have a historic season, why would you throw 30 times a game? It doesn't make sense. I think everybody's looking for this narrative to say, see, that's the got you part. This is the got you moment, or this is the one stat that Jalen Hurts that proves he's not this or not that. But all the guy does is go out and win. How many quarterbacks in the history of the game have played in 2 Super Bowls? Now you're going to tell me that, well, he had a great team around him. Okay, but then you see all the top 10 lists come out and our guys are never on them. So how good could they be? It's either one or the other. I think the thing about Hurts is going through his reads is bullshit. Foles already said there are 3 or 4 reads in the system. Sirianni is no scheme master. I think it was really I think the way they did it was don't turn over the ball and we'll be fine. And that was it. All right, so those were talking about moves. Let's take a look at it. I don't know much about either of the guys, so but let me get it. And we'll take a look at this breaking. So the Eagles signed a couple guys. I know you guys are talking about it in the chat. So let me pull it up. All right. So here we go. All right, so here's what we got today. John McMullen is reporting the Eagles, Eagles have signed defensive end A.J. Epineza and guard Michael Jordan and waived Chandler Martin and Isaiah King. Epineza is a 2020 second round pick for Buffalo. Played 91 games with 19 starts with the Bills. Amassed 24 sacks over 6 seasons. Has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Browns in March before Cleveland backed off due to concerns with his physical. So the Eagles are signing him. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad. They're getting a guy with experience. The question I have about this move is this. Does this signify, like, is this just a guy to come in and compete for a depth spot? Is he there for camp? Does this mean that Brandon Graham won't come back? I mean, what do you guys think that means? Sounds like an interesting pick, especially if he's healthy. Let's see here. Oh, Miss here. Dave, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate you. Says, how you doing today? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing absolutely great. How are you doing? Brooks, thank you for the super chat. 1K always whining is AJ's new name. Yeah. He really destroyed his legacy here, man. At least for a while. Big Mix, what's going on? Eventually all will be forgiven, you know. Eventually, you know, things will calm down and be forgiven. But it's crazy. Nolan Smith, you guys think that, well, it sounds like he's not like a guaranteed lock to make the team. Like the Browns signed him and then backed off because of injury. You guys think that means Nolan's gone? If Nolan goes, if you trade Nolan and you bring Max Crosby in, Max Crosby kind of takes Nolan's spot though. So the reason I like Hurts is because he doesn't tremble in big moments. Not every quarterback is calm under pressure. It's underrated. I know. I mean, Dak is already collapsing to the pressure, and the season hasn't even started. I did, Jewel. Hold on. Let me go out and back to the actual chat and see if I can find it. It doesn't show up on my eCam. I got it here, Jules. Thank you so much. Jules, a member for 28 months, Dingbat Nation. Thank you. Appreciate it so much. What up, 500? What's going on with you? Glad you're here, and I'm sorry I missed that. I wish they would fix that so I can see it. I think you don't make these changes if your quarterback can't do it. And they're making them so I know he could do it if the Eagles are not them. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm hearing the conspiracy theory that, oh, they're doing it to set up Jalen so they can get rid of him. I don't buy that at all. Big Good said, speaking, it'll be FAJ forever. Maybe you're right. But based upon history, after so many years, you move on. It always happens. Guys that go in bad terms after so many years, like, all gets forgiven. I mean, you know, look at Owens. People love Owens now again. They couldn't stand him when he left and went to Dallas. Even Eric Lindros. Remember Lindros? He was brought back within the organization and honored. So I think eventually it'll lighten up. Unless even more crazy stuff comes out. Yeah, I apologize I missed that. Every offseason we have to hear Dallas fans brag about how good they are. Then the season starts. I know. This is their highlight of the year. Same as ever. Team is fine. Coach is questionable. Still seeing guys under the bus. True. Great news. Dickerson looks healthy. I hope Juergens can also have a healthy season. Yeah, I kind of opened the stream with talking about Juergens. Like, Juergens looks healthy too. He sounds good. Like, I have a lot of hope for Dickerson and Juergens. And like I said, if that offensive line is dominating, we're going to win a lot of games. That conspiracy is so silly. They're going to ruin careers of everybody on the team just to have an excuse to get rid of the quarterback. Makes no sense. Yeah, I agree. Lewis says, when you say Dak is already crumbling due to the pressure, what are you referring to? I've kept up with the Cowboys. Well, there was I'm kind of like busting balls, joking around a little bit, but like Dak was. I guess they're having their mini camp or whatever too. So like Dak was being interviewed, and he noticeably is thinner. And so they asked him, like, why are you so thin? Like, you look a lot thinner. You know, were you trying to lose weight in the off season? And he's like, no, I didn't try to lose any weight. It's just stress. So I just stress. And then they're like, well, do you want to talk about it? And he's like, no. And so I'm just saying, like, if he's already stressed now before the season begins, and his December choke season hasn't even come up yet, it's already done. Only separation AJ is getting in New England for his wife. Yeah, see, I think that was the key to getting out of Philly. Like, I think that was the main thing. I think he had to go because of the wife. Yeah, let's get rid of a guy who's been to 2 Super Bowls and just won one a year ago, and his worst year is a wild card. I know, it just is crazy to me. Time heals all wounds. It does. Brian Pupper, thank you for the super chat. 500, we got to pay Jalen Carter. He literally won us the Rams game. Even if it means offloading baby arms Hurts, we got to do it for the funds. Hurts' contract is set up so that you can already make those moves. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole idea that, well, you need to sign Hurts to a new extension right away. It's like, why? Like all the teams that are like getting cap relief from their quarterbacks, Jalen set up the contract so that was already in there. So there's no need to do anything right now. We're in no rush. You know, I think the contract will come after this year. Yeah, remember Eric Lindros? When Lindros left the Flyers organization, and Lindros were not. I don't even think they talked to each other. It was bad. But eventually they brought him back, you know, and honored him and stuff. What's up, all? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday's right. The Rams game was a regular season game. What about the playoffs? No, the playoffs is the one where Carter won the game. Carter won the game in the playoffs. If you remember, he pretty much set it up. It was a big third down play where Rams are driving. He gets that big sack, puts them in 4th down, then comes right back and gets pressure again. Stafford has to throw the ball away. If he doesn't get a sack there on that 3rd down, Eagles might have lost the game. That play was a huge play. Dickerson and Jurgens are fully healthy along with Lane. If they're fully healthy, then this team's going back to Super Bowl. That's how I honestly feel. Like, if you stay relatively healthy throughout the year, with the defense improving, with, I think, the competency of your coaching staff improving, and if your offensive lines, if they're healthy, you're gonna go back. Because I think they're going to be dominant again. And I think Barkley looks Barkley looks 15, 20 pounds lighter. Like, Barkley looks fast. And I think Barkley's going to have another big year. How do you think Cooper Well, I mean, he's not going to play safety a whole lot. But when he plays it, I think he'll be great. I think if you were to put Cooper DeJean at safety full time, I think in 2 years, he's the top 3 safety in the league. Tio is different. He didn't say F us, quit, and demand a trade. Tio played on a broken leg. We can't Yeah. I mean, different situations, you know. I mean, the AJ thing is ugly. There's no question about it. But then you hear all the stuff about how they love him in the front office and the players love him in the locker room. So it's like, I don't know what to make of it. We need a massive public outpouring of love, support, and belief in this year's team to push us in the right direction psychologically. I hear you. Philly, did you see the New York Knicks fans beating up a Spurs fan after Spurs won by Game 3? But they want to say Philly fans. Yeah, I saw that. It's great. I saw one where a guy was trying to light a Spurs jersey on fire. It's nuts. Well, how we need to make a choice to pay Mitchell or DeJean. In my opinion, Campbell will not get a second contract. Oh, Campbell won't. I don't know. I mean, because Bond probably won't be here after this year. So it depends. As far as DeJean and Mitchell, no. They'll both get paid. I think they'll both get paid. This is the year we'll see how accurate Jalen Hurts is and if he's the quarterback for the future. Oh, this year is going to tell us a lot. I do agree with you there. No, that wasn't the playoffs in that snow game where he sacked and ran the block all the way down. He had no timeouts and went on 4th down and failed. Yeah, that was, yeah. And then last year's game, Carter also came up big at the end also. Remember, not the field goal block that Davis had at the end of the game, but he blocked, I think it was a field goal or extra point. I can't remember. He blocked an attempt in the 4th quarter before Davis did. So, and that was huge. Did we really get Epinenza or D-line? We did, but I don't know what he's got left. He signed with the Browns and they cut him, or they didn't go through with it because of injury concerns. I don't know what he has. Let me see. Let me see what he is. Let me see what his stats are from last year. But I don't know what he's got left. So last year he had 2.5 sacks. So he had 2.5 sacks last year. He had 2.5 sacks last year. He had 6 in 24. He had 6.5 in 23. He had 6.5 in 22. He had 1.5 in 21, and then 1 in 20. So he's never had over 6.5 sacks. I think he's a great rotational player if healthy. I just don't know how healthy he is because the Browns basically went back on signing him. But what will they still bring? Because I want to bring back Brandon Graham. I want Graham to come back. Marie Steele, thank you for the super chat. We just signed defensive end AJ Epinenza. Yes, we did. We did. And my thoughts on him are if he's healthy, he's a great rotational piece. Good depth. But I don't know what he is healthy-wise because McMullen, John McMullen, I pull it up here. McMullen, here's what McMullen wrote. We talked about this earlier. Jordan is a 7-year veteran, 45 career NFL starts. He was at the Eagles rookie camp as a trial player early in the spring. Epinenza is a 2020 second-round pick of Buffalo. Played 91 games with 19 starts with the Bills. And amassed 24 sacks over 6 seasons, had agreed to a 1-year deal with the Browns in March before Cleveland backed off due to concerns with his physical. So is he healthy is the question. If he is healthy, decent rotational guy, I guess. But, never went over 6.5 sacks. So, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think it's an earth-shattering move. Drummer Jones, thank you for Super Chat. How's it going, Philly? Did I miss the Cilio and Mark Dak Prescott Love Fest? Also, F. A.J. Brown. You did, yeah. You'll have to check that out. I had Mark really pissed off today. So, yeah, you'll definitely want to check that out. And Drummer Jones, thank you for that Super Chat. So 5 times Huff. Yeah, I mean, that's a great way to look at it. I'll give you that. I just wonder if there's something else coming. Like is he a guy they bring in for camp and they think will be there through it? Like, is he basically holding a roster spot for when Brandon Graham wants to come back before the season and he's just there through the summer? Is he healthy? Like, what was up with the physical? So we'll see. The guys at Jacob had a hard time answering this. What does Hurts have to do to earn an extension? Short of winning a Super Bowl, because apparently wins don't matter now. So what does he got to do? I don't know. That's my whole thing. I mean, the thing with the whole contract extension is, and this is why I asked him. I said, well, what's his cap number? $31 million. Okay, if Jalen Hurts' cap number is $31 million for a starting quarterback, what are you restructuring? Why would you do that? He's already saving you a lot of money. You wait until it shoots up. So really, to me, I don't think there's a lot of benefit in restructuring him now. You do it after this year, because I think it goes up to like 50 or 60 million after this year, something like that. That's when you do it. I prefer Nakobe Dean over Campbell. Oh, I get it. I get it. You know, we need to sign Stephon Diggs. The current wide receiver room isn't good enough, in my opinion. Smitty, 5 slot wide receivers, 2 practice squad receivers. Man, I think those other guys are a little better than that, but I get it. I mean, the question is, isn't Diggs in a bunch of like trouble? That would be my only thing. But no, I mean, receivers is definitely something we're gonna have to watch. I'd rather have Brandon Graham than me too. Yeah, camp body. That's what I'm thinking too. I mean, look, he gives you depth and he's got experience. He had 2.5 sacks last year. A rotational guy. But like I said, I'd rather have Brandon Graham too. Tyreek Hill's interesting. Like I would seriously watch for Tyreek Hill. Because if Tyreek Hill's available, I might do it. The other guy you have to watch is Henry Ruggs. I think Henry Ruggs is somebody to watch. And, we'll talk about him in a second. But first, I want to talk about this. Prize Picks is America's #1 sportsbook app. It's the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is really easy to use. All you have to do is pick more or less a player, get your lineup ready, then boom, you're locked in. And it's legal in almost all 50 states, including California, Florida, and Texas. And not only can you do players and pick players, they now offer team plays. And one of the things that I really like right now is I like the pick for MVP. That's right, MVP. Who's going to win it? With A.J. Brown getting traded and Jalen Hurts getting so much negative talk this year, I think it's going to motivate Jalen Hurts. I think he's going to be ready for a big year. That's why I'm taking Jalen Hurts to win MVP this year. That's my pick. I'm locking it in. If you like that or you want to do something similar, all you have to do is download the app, use code HMA, play your first $5 entry, and you'll get $50 instantly in lineups. That's $50 instantly in lineups on a $5 entry. Just use promo code HMA. Link is in the description. Shout out to Prize Picks. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. We appreciate it. Drummer Jones, thank you for the super chat. I love when Mark is pissed off. Yeah, I think I got him a little pissed off today. I don't think he was understanding what I was saying, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, he was a little bit pissed. Finally, a little off topic, but are you ready for Grant? Well, yeah, I am. Like, I'm dying for a PlayStation game that I can feel like, wow, this is next level. But when's it come out again? They're not signing Hill or Ruggs. We can bet that on Prize Picks, Ruggs was driving a drunk and there was fatality. You want to bring him into a locker room with Nolan and Carter? Well, I mean, look. I don't think that Ruggs coming in would influence whether Nolan Smith or Carter. I don't think Carter and Nolan are going to say, oh, look, here comes Ruggs. He drove fast, so God, I'm in the mood to go speed racing. They already did it. They've already gotten in trouble for it, regardless of whether Ruggs comes or not. If you want to say, well, Ruggs, killed somebody in a horrible crash, yeah. And he's been in jail and he's going to pay his time. And the owner and Jeffrey Lurie and Howie, they're going to have to come together and think, does this man deserve a second chance? Is this man sorry for what he did? That's for them to figure out. But if there's one team that would do something like that, it's the Eagles. Where is the proof in that? Michael Vick. Michael Vick went to jail, served his time, came out, and the Eagles took a chance on him. So we've seen it with this team in this owner and this front office before. 2, Henry Ruggs may want to go to somewhere where he could have somebody, next to him, like a role model, somebody he looks up to. Well, one of his best friends is Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith is that guy. So when you look at those things, yeah, I think Ruggs is going to be at least talked about by the Eagles. I don't know if they'll do it or not. I have no idea. They've got to figure out whether or not they think that they should. Some people don't think he deserves it. Some people do. You know, that's really, I don't know. That's for the Eagles to decide. But no, Ruggs is 27 years old. He's fast. He knows Devontae, and like I said, you have an owner that basically has done this before, so it wouldn't be a surprise. So I wouldn't say it's definitely going to happen, but when he gets out of jail, which is in August, yeah, expect the Eagles to be one of those teams linked to him. Ruggs pays that side, still can't get. Well, I mean that's what they're going to have to decide. The Eagles have done it before. They've already done it with Vic. So it's not like we're asking them to do something. We're not even talking about something unprecedented. They've already done it. They said Ty Robinson is not even a rotational. That is bad news. Like, what's up with Ty Robinson? You know? Smitty, Diggs, Ruggs, Lemon, Hollywood, and Wicks. Now that's a right. Yeah, that would be crazy. You know? Expect us to run the ball like shit if we don't fix the O-line. Well, yeah, obviously. The O-line is the number one issue. You fix that O-line, I think everything else changes, you know. I want to sign Ruggs so bad, I thought Eagles need to give him a chance. Yeah, I heard somebody say, well, he's going to stay in Vegas. There's no way. There's no way. They're going to have to let him. They're going to let him go. Do I like fishing? I like saltwater fishing. I like doing it in the ocean. Yeah. Brooks, thank you for Super Chat. We will get Jeremiah Smith Jr. for 27-21st. I hope you're right. That's who I really want, you know. I really want him. I hope you're right, Brooks. Roll Philly Dog says the Vanilla Gorilla, more like the Vanilla. Gee, that's bad. He's not even in the rotation. Nate says, Ruggs is an accident. Yeah, he shouldn't have been intoxicated and going to view, but Vic was not accidental. That's just a poor error. Yeah. I mean, like, you know, that's a whole. If the Eagles sign Ruggs, we will have that debate. We will hash it out when the time comes. But you know, that's for the Eagles. They got to figure that out. But I do think, I know Ruggs is getting out in August. He's going to get reinstated by the NFL. He might. I don't know if he's going to have to serve another suspension or something like that. But he's going to go somewhere. He's going somewhere. So where? That's the question. Devontae Smith is one of his best friends. Devontae, you know, he's talked about it. So could the Eagles be that place? I think they're going to definitely be linked. I mean, they need the position. They have ownership that has taken chances like that before. And you have Devontae Smith. I don't think Ruggs coming in means you have to worry about Carter or Nolan Smith racing. They're going to do that regardless. And they shouldn't, you know. Diggs would be Eagles number one. No. Vic was tried because his brother fought dogs on his property. Vic is nowhere near the same thing. Well, yeah, there's a lot of other things. I mean, if you go back to that whole trial that people will talk about Vic did, that was, you know, bad. Jedi Master, what's going on? How are you? Yo, Philly 5, what did I miss? Not much, really. We signed AJ Espinoza, former Bills pass rusher. Decent rotational piece, if he's healthy, I guess. But we'll see. If Ruggs gets out of family, I'm sure they're going to do that anyways. I'm sure I'm sure they're not waiting for him to get out to do that. Hey, Philly, Ruggs will be the perfect fit for the locker room. He's an example of the young kids on what not to do and the consequences that come. That's true. That's really true. That's true. Good point, Eagles Drew. He could go to Carter and he could go to Smith. He could. This is what happens when you race and you speed and stuff. So yeah, you're right. I mean, his is a whole nother level though, because he was intoxicated. I don't think Carter wasn't intoxicated and Nolan Smith wasn't intoxicated. So, but that's going to be a conversation we're going to have in August. I'm sure of it. I would love Max Crosby. Ruggs would be great wide receiver too. Totally. And I think if you sign Ruggs, I actually don't know how much he helped you this year. Like, if you remember when Vic came out, his first year back, he wasn't as fast. He would trip over his feet while he was right. He just wasn't in game shape. Took him about a year. So if you did do the Ruggs thing, I would sign him to a 2-year deal, because it's that second year is where he's really going to get back, kind of get his legs underneath him. But if we sign Devontae Smith to an extension, use Lemon's 5th-year option, and get Jeremiah Smith next year, it's over. A trio will be disgusting through 2027-30. But I don't see, unless Sills is right and we win 8 games. You never know. You never know how things fall, You just kind of got to wait. But I would say if I had the opportunity to draft Jeremiah Smith, I would do too. Because then you would have Lemon and Smith both on rookie contracts. That's 4 years at least on a rookie contract that you're going to have both those guys not making that much money. And then you pay Devontae Smith like you said. So I totally agree with you. Call Dom. Yeah, call Dom. But I agree. I totally agree with that position, It says, I would look into Ruggs, low risk, high reward player. You can't have enough top. No, they're going to be linked to him, whether they do it or not, or whether you think they should or not. I'm not having that conversation. That's a whole nother day. All I can say is that's a player that will be connected to the Eagles in about 2 months. I pray and hope that the Eagles trade for Max Crosby. Oh, God, trading Nolan Smith, Ty Robinson, and picks would make the NFL mad, because we would now beat the Garrett trade. I would love to get if Crosby's healthy, No way you all want that dude Ruggs on our team. Passing on Ruggs 1,000 times. He shouldn't even be free next year. I respect your opinion. To me, if you don't think he's done enough time for it, that's on them who put him in there, But yeah, I respect your opinion. It's not just a yes no question. I think there's a lot. To it. Ruggs should be on our team. Everyone deserves a second chance. Yeah, we'll have the conversation. I don't want to have it now because I don't know enough about what Ruggs is feeling like afterwards and where his head is. That's a conversation for another day. All I'm saying is he's going to be linked to the Eagles in August. Expect it. And there's reasons why that makes sense. The owner and the history with Vic, Devontae Smith being one of his best friends, I think those, and the fact that the Eagles need a receiver. So I think those things all fit in. What up, Elliot? How are you? This is already hot. Yeah, I know it's already a hot topic. I'm like, I don't want to have this conversation right now. Let the guy open a book club, rehab, all that. But in Eagles, no way. I agree with original Philly. Yeah, it'll be a split. It'll be a split bag. 50% of people will say yes. 50% of the people will say no. You know, it was a 10-year sentence. 3 to 10 is what it was. My bad. I didn't realize. What are you talking about? Oh, called? Was that you? Somebody called me, but I didn't see who. Oh, it was you. Oh, I didn't know. I'll call you after, Leo. Dimitri Barnes, thank you for the super chat. You think we're getting Crosby? I think we have a chance. Will I say for sure? No, I don't know for sure, but I think we've got a chance. You know? Chris Guy says, think about all the money we'll have in 28, only 2 years from now when Lanes, Dickerson, Jurgens, Goddard, and Barkley contracts are gone off the book. Our defense will get paid. They're definitely going to get paid, no question. Jedi Master says, my wife ordered me a custom white Eagles jersey with our last name on it for Father's Day. Should be getting it today in the mail. So ready for this. Oh, send me a picture. I'd love to see it. That sounds awesome, man. Congratulations. That's a great present. 500, are you ready for a couple months when we sign Ruggs? I'm excited to see how you and people react. Eagle fans, I'm hoping welcome Ruggs with warm arms and help him become a better man. My feelings, I mean, if he's contrite, if the Eagles feel comfortable, like in terms of they feel that he's sorry for what he did and he wants to make a positive spin on society and all that stuff, and he served his time, then yeah, I think I believe in second chances, but all that has to check out first, I do. And what he could do for the family, still. So we'll see. We forgot that Ruggs had a great relationship with Hurts as well. Yeah, that's true. He does. It's something that it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Captain Dale, thank you for super chat. What up, Danny DeVito? Left my house here dying in downpour rain. Amazon van listening in Lancaster, watching customers get mad for no reason. That's funny. You said Danny DeVito. What's going on? I wish him become a better man. Fair. I think that's fair. I don't think, like I said, I don't have any issue with either position on it. I don't, because I can see both. I can see both. I can see and feel both perspectives. But I will say this: the reason why he'll be a hot name for the Eagles is because of the situation with Michael, the fact that they gave him a second chance out of prison. If you remember our fan base, a lot of people were upset. So it just depends on how the Eagles feel. I'm sure Lurie will make sure that he's signing a guy that he knows is really sorry for what he did and wants to be better. Did you know that my brother's wife gave me $100 for my birthday? No, I didn't. That's cool. Congratulations and happy birthday. That's why we should extend Woolen if he's balling out in the first half of the season. Yeah, look, if they could do it, do it. I agree. Is Nick Sirianni on the hot seat? No, I don't think Nick is on the hot seat. He's won a lot of games, a lot of playoff games, won a Super Bowl. I don't think he's on the hot seat. No, not this year. Now, me personally, there are certain things about him, issues I have, but I don't think you can say Nick's on the hot seat. I don't think that's fair to Nick. Yeah, and listen, Nick, maybe Nick is actually maybe we don't give him enough credit. Like, what do you make of the whole A.J. Brown situation? Do you think Nick Sirianni should get credit for how that whole thing was handled, that you could still win despite all that stuff going on? Or do you think that Nick Sirianni should be criticized because he allowed that A.J. Brown stuff to go on too long? Like, which is it, Philly, Ruggs served this time and paid the debt society. He deserves a chance, but just like we did with Vic, salute. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, I think, you know, there's certain things he can never make up for as hard as he tries. But yeah, when he comes back out, yeah, you know, but you know, Lori's gonna have to be okay with it, and how they're gonna have to feel the whole thing out. I just know that there's a lot of reasons that would connect him to Philly. Birdseye says, I'm sure Jalen Devontae will speak up for him. You already know Big Dom has already submitted his Ruggs intel packet to Jeff. I agree. I'm sure they have. Like I said, I mean, this is something that's coming. This is like tomorrow news today, right? That's what you get here. Tomorrow's news today. And yeah, that's going to be a hot topic in about a month and a half. If Magnet is that guy, he's not leaving. Nick will likely have to step down. Vic never married a young girl in pets. It generally bothers some people overlook Ruggs' history. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Vic didn't. I know Ruggs wants to go back to the Raiders, but they won't sign him. Plus, I don't know why. I don't know the rules. I'm sure he'll get suspended. Like, I'm sure he'll get reinstated. Maybe he'll probably have to serve a suspension, you know, and then he's going to have to work his way from the bottom of a roster. I don't see. He might want to go. Say he wants to go back to the Raiders. There's no way he can stay in that town on that team. No, he's going to have to go somewhere new. I have concerns with Wicks. He's never been a number 2 wide receiver. Lemon's already having hamstring issues. I do think we need to add a bigger, tight possession receiver like a BTJ. Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, who's available, you know, like, who's available for this upcoming year? That's going to be the question. We're not going to keep giving away offensive coordinator for mediocre head coach. I hope he does not go somewhere after the year. That would suck. I think Nick is the reason there's any A.J. Brown shit, and I think he's making sure the guy gets thrown onto the bus when he's not here anymore. Interesting. Ruggs also has a great relationship with Hurts. We act like he wanted to have, well, he died. It was a driver's mistake, and he's paying for when he gets released. Let him live. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Boy, it's going to be a hot topic. I can tell you that one. Let's see. Why didn't Ruggs try to rescue the victim? I don't know. I mean, who knows? I don't even know if he knew what was going on. I mean, how, like, I don't know. I mean, those are the specifics that they've got to figure out. You know, Philly Wicks is a real nasty get off. Check out his tape. I think Wicks could be a problem for the. Yeah, I like Wicks a lot, actually, Eagles Drew. Like, I think Wicks is going to be the big surprise. Because a lot of people, you know, if you go look at his rookie tape, like, if his rookie year, I thought Wicks was going to be a star. I was like, oh, this kid's going to be really good. Like, he's got a lot of upside. So I see why the Eagles went and got him. But I like Wicks. I do. I actually think Wicks could be a surprise. I also think Darius Cooper, if he's the real deal, he's going to show up. Look, Ruggs should spend his life in prison. He kills him. I mean, a lot of people feel like you feel about that. That's for sure. You know, I totally get it. I totally can see your perspective on that. But that's not the case. He's getting out in August. So Vic got Woolen blitzing off the corner. This defense is going to be disgusting. I love the idea of Woolen blitzing 6'4". Hell yeah. Brooks, thank you for the super chat. We should sign Riq Woolen to a long term. Well, I agree, and thank you for the super chat. I would love it, but if you're Woolen, you're not going to sign an extension. You're going to wait, because if you go out and you have the year it looks like he's going to have, he's going to try to capitalize that. You know what I mean? ESP is a pathetic loser. He is big mad because Jalen Hurts proved him wrong by winning Super Bowl and being Super Bowl MVP champion. Go Birds! Is that what it is? Is that what it is? I totally understand. I respect your point, but the sentence was not life sentence. Should continue. Point. Just saying, yeah. Rugg should not be jailed forever. Yes, he killed for someone. I think second chances need to happen. The world's second chance. Rugg, I changed promise. Yeah. I hear you. See that? Tomorrow's news today, right here, only here. Boy, this is going to be a crazy topic when it comes out. Because I know there's going to be like 3 or 4 teams, and the Eagles are going to be the hot name for them. Eagles know Hurts struggles against the zone. They got all zone beaters in that receiver room. I think it's going to help. I think this offense is going to be much better against his zone. 4 to 5 all pros on defense watch. Well, let's see. I think you got 2 in the secondary, maybe 3 if Woolen's really good. I think you got at least 1 at linebacker, and you got you could be right. Yep. Tomorrow's news today. Yep. Espinosa is a solid depth piece. Solid depth piece if healthy. The issue is that the Browns basically they didn't like his physical, and they didn't sign him or they let him go. They had because he signed with them in March. I hope that he is not taking Brandon Graham's spot. I want Brandon Graham back. Yo, what up, Philly? Did you catch the El Grande American Mass versus? No, I didn't. I didn't catch that. Was it good? 9-8 season loading, man. We'll see. We'll see, my man. Zolink Ruggs of Philly off the album. Yeah, that's one. 2, that's one reason. 2, they need a receiver. That's 2 reasons. And then the third, and I think the biggest, is that the Eagles have done something like this before with Michael Vick, and that history is going to make teams or people think the Eagles could be that team. We'll see. I have no idea. I don't know if the Eagles, maybe they won't, maybe these guys will come in and look so good the Eagles won't want to mess with it. I'm not concerned with receiver depth. We don't need a surefire number 2. We have a Cooper who looked great early on. Wicks, Brown, Dallas, who could make up for half a year. Yeah, I hear you. I think Dallas is going to have a big year. That match was dope. Interesting. It's been interesting watching wrestling. Like, after not having watched it from literally like 2001. It's been interesting. I got a lot of crazy thoughts on it, that's for sure. 1, he hasn't played ball in a year, it's true. 2, he was a bust when he first got in the league. He was no OBJ. He literally brutally killed a young girl and dog. Really, that's desperate. Don't think so. Yeah, I don't know what he did his first year. I know when he got in trouble, I know he was leading the league in average yards per catch. He was having a good year. Further, we need to make a call for Crosby. I think the Eagles will make a call for Crosby. Yeah, I definitely do. I think Crosby's going to be in play for the Eagles. Howie loaded up a Crosby trade and her Ruggs signing. It's official when Howie quiet is making small moves. Something big is going down. Can't wait for the day. I think Howie's up to something too. And I think Howie's got another card up his sleeve before this season starts. I think we're going to see something. I expect Campbell to be much improved off of last year. And to me, he doesn't have to be like a Pro Bowler, but I think he's going to be like maybe just short of that. But I think he's going to be very solid in year 2. See, I'm out on Crosby too. Them knees don't look good, and knees never get better. No, knees never get better. That's for sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if is that really the case. Was Crosby really? Was it that bad, or did the Ravens just want to get out of it? Because I kind of feel like the Ravens just wanted to get out of that signing because they saw that they could get Hendrickson. And they said, why are we going to pay 2 first-round picks? We can get Hendrickson. And that's what they wanted to do. Rick's ran a 4.6, benched for dropping passes. His longest NFL catch was like 38 yards. Why is everyone acting like he's... I really liked him his rookie year. I thought he was great for the rookie year. I can't believe he ran a 4.6 because he don't play like a 4.6 receiver. But if you would have asked me after Wick's rookie year, I would have said that kid's going to be really good. They found themselves a gem. But then he kind of faded, and it's just like, did he fade because Green Bay was kind of stacked at the receiver position? Diggs only had 1,013 yards past year. If Brown gets less than 1K, I wouldn't be surprised. See, out of the two, I think Ruggs is most probable one. Max may not want to leave, and the Raiders may not want to trade him. I don't know Ruggs. Well, he'll be cheaper. He'll be a lot cheaper. He'll basically be coming like league minimum, probably a 2-year deal. And, nothing guaranteed pretty much. So in that aspect, it's a lot easier. 500, I looked it up, and what I've seen, they haven't made a decision on Henry Ruggs. Who's that? Do you mean the Law or you mean the Raiders? If you're talking about the Raiders, I do not believe that will work out. It's just not going to work out in that city. They can't keep him. There's no way. Even if they try, or even if they say that, if that's what you're talking about, if you're talking about the Raiders deciding, there's no way he'll stay. There's just no way. The Law. Well, yeah, I don't know anything about that. I thought it was pretty much. I thought it was pretty much a done deal. When I see Crosby, I think about the video of Robert Quinn walking in the building when he first got here. Very wobbly. Interesting. I mean, look, you might be right. The Law. Yeah, well, that of course would be that would end that conversation really quick. But we'll see. The expectations from what I was reading is he's out in August. Howie Roseman is a guy that looks at everything that he can do to help the team give an advantage. Like it or not, he most likely, in my opinion, will at least take a look at... Oh, he will. He will. That MF A.J. Brown had a red armband on almost every game last season. I think he was reaping the Pats' red color. Really? A red arm... Oh, I didn't see that. Raiders... Oh, the Raiders already cut him. Yeah, well, that's what they're saying. They're saying he's out in August. So I don't know if it's official yet, but that's what I'm reading. 500. Did you hear that Athletics are moving to Vegas at 2028, and NBA is looking to expand Vegas, Seattle, so Vegas may end up in 2 years with the NFL, NHL, NBA. Yeah, I've seen that. Actually, where I live, the A's are playing. They're playing games here in Sacramento. I took my kids to Sacramento to A's. Well, I didn't go, but they went with their friends. I dropped them off. The A's were playing, so the A's are actually playing here some of their home games. The Eagles signed AJ Espinoza. Now, he was technically with the Browns this March, but they cut him because they didn't like his physical. So he's 2022 second round pick of Buffalo. He was with Buffalo primarily. Okay, played 91 games, 19 starts with the Bills, and amassed 24 sacks over 6 seasons. Has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Browns in March before Cleveland backed off due to concerns with his physical. So the question, I guess, is going to be, is he healthy? He recently had gotten surgery before the Ravens traded for him, and I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, they gave up 2 first-round picks. He's there in Baltimore, like in the offices, and then they back off because of the physical. A lot of people think it was because Hendrickson was going to come there, and they could get him cheaper and didn't have to give up 2 first-round picks. So that was their way to get out of it. I don't know. I don't know. Thanks, 500. More depth. If Vic can use him, we'll play. Absolutely. For he has to go to court for parole hearing in Nevada. Court says no, or if his big boys like us, government has to be granted parole. If then it'll be August. If then he will be on. Okay. Okay. Well, we will see what happens. I'm not too concerned about it, really, to be honest with you. We'll worry about that when the time comes. So I think the Eagles might do like they did last year and add BG late so he could preserve and avoid injury. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. Trey Hendrickson was a better pick. Well, yeah. I mean, they didn't, he's a free agent. I think he was cheaper, and they didn't give up 2 first-round picks. So I understand why Baltimore was like, "Nah, we want to get out of this." I totally get it. But who knows, Let me see here. I think Hollywood's going to be a bigger part of the offense. You might be right. I mean, if Hollywood has if Hollywood could be like he was with like the Ravens and stuff, I think he could be huge. I like his speed, man. Rose probably lost number 2's point. Maybe. Why is that so small? I mean, the guy's only 27 years old. He just literally turned 27. He turned 27 in January. So he's still young. But I think it'll take 2 years. Is the guy from Buffalo any good? I mean, he's okay. He's a really good depth piece if healthy. But, we'll see. I mean, he's never had more than 6.5 sacks. He had 2.5 sacks last year. Let me see what it was again. Let's see. So his rookie year, he had 1 sack. 2021, his second year, he had 1.5 sacks. Then 2022, he had 6.5 sacks. 2023, 6.5 sacks. 2024, 6 sacks. And then it went from 6 sacks in 24 to 2.5 sacks last year. So I think he's a very good rotational piece if healthy. I hope the Athletics get rebranded in Vegas. I think the name has always been a stupid, even when I played for a little league team for a year. Vegas gets pretty cool names like Knights or Raiders. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that they used to be in Philly. For Hollywood has had 500-yard plus every season except 24 since 20. Yeah, well, I like him. I like his speed. I mean, the Hollywood Brown, that deep threat, that speed is going to be huge for us. What do you think about the edge rotation behind Grenard and Hunt? I think you have some questions there. It's like, number one, Nolan Smith. What is Nolan Smith? Is Nolan Smith going to be... Is he going to be able to take the next step? Can he stay healthy? Because I think Nolan Smith, if we could get the Nolan Smith we got in the playoffs, we're set. I think we're set. And then I think they want another veteran type guy. I think that's why you bring in Espinoza. But I also wouldn't be surprised to see Brandon Graham come back. Thank you, Edward. I can't wait for August. If it's hot topic now, it's going to be crispy fire in August when it's going to be nuts, dude. But, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, I mostly remember Oakland A's, Oakland Raiders. Now both are going to be in Vegas. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been to Oakland like 2 times. And from what I keep hearing about Oakland is like everything's shutting down there, dude. Like they're shutting businesses down left and right there. So it's no surprise that they're leaving. Just watching Smitty, his time with the Eagles. Every time he comes out, his breaks. Every time he comes on his breaks, there's separation. Shaking my head. He can't be number one. Marvin Harrison, Torho, Isaac Bruce. People fans. Yeah, I don't know why people don't think he can be a number one. Like I think he's perhaps the best route runner in football. I think it's very underrated. He's gonna have a monster year. The Bears vote on June 5th to advance stadium development project in Hammond, Indiana. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But hey, I mean, no, that's what happens. The word is the offense looks scary. What have you heard? I've heard they struggled. Struggled is what I've heard. That they're footing, the defense is ahead of them, and they're going through their lumps. But what we are seeing is that they're making a clear effort to get Barkley the ball in the passing game more. So that screen game is going to be brutal, and I love it. 500. I have a question for you. California worth living in? I live in South Jersey, and I have thought about moving to California, but I don't want to move if I can't live a good life and a good life Eagles life. It's California. Short answer to me is no. It's too expensive. Too expensive. Taxes are too high. And they're always looking for more ways to steal your money. As far as like beauty, it's one of the most beautiful states. There's no question about it, especially down like the coast. But it's just expensive. I think it's more expensive than Jersey. You can live a good life if you have bankroll. Yeah, right? It's just like, for what I pay living here, I could live a lot easier life somewhere. Even like Vegas, it's way cheaper, So I think it's too much. It's too much for me. Like, I'm going to get out of here. As soon as my wife can leave with work, I'm going to move. Probably I'll let my youngest daughter graduate. She's got 2 years left. And then, yeah, I'm gone. I can't afford it. Smitty has some of the best hands in football. Let's not forget Skinny Batman is that guy. Heisman College Championship, NFL champion. He's resume strength. Yeah, I agree. He's awesome. He's a stud. AJ Brown. The talk that he's the best receiver in franchise history. It's going to end real quick because Smitty's going to end up being the best receiver in our franchise. That's what I think. It's crazy. If Hurts didn't get injured in that pointless Bears game in 22, and no one would have anything to say. That injury cost him MVP, possibly another Super Bowl. Like, I agree. I agree with you. Go back to Philly. I'm going to go somewhere. I don't know exactly where yet. But, yeah, it's expensive. No question. It's just expensive here. I think gas, like where I'm at, it's like almost $7. I might go to Vegas. Yeah, I was thinking Vegas is a possibility. I'm going to Vegas this summer, so me and my wife are gonna look at some houses and see, just kind of get a feel. But Vegas is possible. Yeah. California. I just moved to Mississippi Gulf Coast, still on the beach. No home, less crime, way cheaper. Sometimes grass green on the other side. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you moved from San Diego. Yeah, geez. You're on the Gulf Coast. I love the Gulf Coast. Philly, I appreciate you for allowing Eagle fans and other fan bases to speak freely. Salute. Salute to you too, Eagles Drew. Shout out to you, my man. How about Dallas? I don't know about Dallas, but I will say this. I did drive through Dallas a couple times. And it is nice. It's a nice area. The roads were big and they were clean and there weren't big holes. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything. I don't have any connections to Texas, so that's the thing. Like, I kind of want to go where I have people, I don't have anybody in Texas. I have no real connection there. So that's my only thing. I know it's affordable though. Smitty put 6 catches for 131 touchdown. Patrick Surtain versus Vic's defense. Don't tell me he can't. Oh, he's definitely number one. Yeah. He's definitely. I'm thinking moving to the South or Texas. I don't know. I want to live in Eagles-centered area. Go support these. Oh, I hear you. Move out to where the Amish people have 500 beautiful land. You can always. No, it is. It is beautiful. You know, I don't disagree with you. Dallas has hurricane. I don't think so. No, Dallas isn't close enough to the ocean or the Gulf. You got Mark Holmes in Texas. Mark's in Virginia. Mark's not even in Texas. He's in Northern Virginia. I know people in Northern Virginia. I know that area. I used to live in Maryland, so I know that area well. But no, come to Utah. I don't even know what's in Utah. I'd have to go. How would you feel if we trade Divine Dabo from Atlanta? Who's that? I was living 75 yards off the beach in South Florida, cheaper than in South Jersey swamp. Freeze my ass off half the ditch. So that's where I want to be. I really want to be near the ocean. I want to be near the ocean so bad. That would be great. Move to the UK. Great hair, awesome weather, no issues. I can't go to the UK. No, I don't even know if I'm allowed in the UK. To be honest with you, I might not even be. I might be banned from the UK. Move to Delaware. It's cheap. Delaware is cheap. Yeah, I used to have fun with that. Delaware, I know. Yeah, I know the area. Move back to Philly and enjoy the bird. Yeah, I might. It's not totally out of the question. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, Mark lives in Virginia. He's actually closer to. Yeah, he lives in Northern Virginia. Yeah, he lives right outside DC. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna have to end this, but I want to thank everybody for joining me today and for watching me on the Still Show earlier. Appreciate you guys so much. But I am going to get out of here. We'll be back with stuff tomorrow, no doubt. With that said, I hope you guys have a great day. And stuff. My parents are now in Vegas. They retired and are in Vegas. So that does give me a connection there. And I have brothers and sisters there too. Cowboys are coming, yes. They're coming and then they're going really quick. But we'll see. But all right, guys, I am going to get out of here. No doubt. And we will see you guys later. Love yous. Peace out. Peace.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off! It's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott! Trying to feed the fantasy lamb! Trying to feed the sea lamb! You tried to feed the sea lamb! You got to give it the sea lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.